Well, it could be the breakthrough that the rebels have been hoping for, because there has been this disagreement. Despite the strong support from Britain and France for a no-fly zone, there has been some disarray and some disagreement within the UN Security Council and indeed within NATO about the value and indeed the legitimacy of imposing a no-fly zone. But now, with Arab countries supporting this, they really need to get their act together, is the words from the rebel leaders here, and get on with imposing this no-fly zone to prevent further assaults by Gaddafi's forces on those rebels who were pushing westwards but have now been forced into retreat. And they believe that this could be a game changer for them, despite the fact that the government forces are extremely well armed and also in some presence on the ground and perhaps two out at sea. So it is not going to make it an easy battle for them, but it should remove one factor. The big question here, of course, is how quickly it can be done and how effective it would be, because the rebels are certainly losing ground now. Ras Lanuf was the front line. This is this important oil town where the rebels had been holding out and battling on for a couple of days. Now that seems to have fallen to the government forces, and the rebels have been forced back some 25 miles to the east, a significant loss of territory around the town of Aguila, and there have also been airstrikes there. Now, the significance of the move towards the east is that where I am, the town of Benghazi, a city of 1.5 million people and the heart of this revolution, it's only about 2 hours drive down the road from there. So if these areas fall, then this city is extremely vulnerable. So there is a growing amount of fear and also anger at the inaction as perceived by the international community so far, and they hope here that the Arab League will have set the path for some kind of urgent implementation of that no-fly zone.
So how would you assess the mood there in Benghazi then, Emma? Is there concern that the rebels then are losing their momentum altogether?
It seems to have shifted after the exhilaration of the early weeks of this revolution. They now seem to be angry, as I said, and also pretty terrified. The fear here is that they could be surrounded by the government forces. There are several routes into the city, and if the government forces get their act together, which heretofore they haven't really done, they could surround the city and there could be a very bloody battle for this place. So the people here are frightened and they fear that they've been left alone to fight this, but they are now hoping, as I said, that the Arab League could spur action from the west.